Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we are going to be talking about Sustainable Development Agenda. Sustainable Development Agenda. United Nations has this agenda for sustainable development. Now, what exactly is that? Jay, what are we talking about now? Now, this is a part of Agenda 21. If you guys haven't heard of Agenda 21, we're going to be talking about that. And this is part of Agenda 30. Now, before we go ahead and get into this, I want you guys to go ahead and hit like. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and comment down below. Okay, everybody? Now, I just did 2 videos. I put one out 2 days ago and I put one out yesterday about the year 2022 by the numbers. And then I did one about 2023 by the numbers. What you can expect within the next 2 years. How they're going to try to get everybody 22 V. Okay, V is, you know what that's short for. They're trying to get everybody V'd. V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet. 22 by the end of the year 2022. There's reasons for that. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch that video. Now, this is all to be played out by the year 2023, and there's reasons why it's by 2023, and it's all by the numbers. Numbers have energy. Numbers, it's all gematria. Okay, if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out. Today, we're going to be talking about the United Nations Sustainable Development Agenda. And at face value, this sounds absolutely amazing, okay? This is how they're going to pitch the idea. You know, there are 17 points and goals that the Sustainable Development, the United Nations have for sustainable development, which include nutrition, health, like their health care for everybody, clean water, sustainable energy, free energy, not to have any gender discriminations, sanitation, you name it. Like, at face value, this sounds absolutely amazing. And that's how they're going to pitch this idea. It's how they're going to come to get this done is the sinister, dark New World Order's agenda. That there's always a catch, people. There's always a catch. And if you've been following my videos, this should not be a surprise to you. Okay? So, what have we been seeing the last couple of years? Everybody's getting 22. Look at what they did with the farmers. The farmers the last couple of years, this past year, they told everybody, all the farmers, to destroy their crops. Destroy their crops, and they gave 150% of their value of their crops to the farmers for destroying them. You told the farmers, listen, we're putting these mandates in, and it's in your best interest that you go along with our plan. Okay, so they threatened them. They didn't really go into detail. It was all over TikTok that it was in your best interest as a farmer to take all your plows and put them away. Put them in your barn, take all your crops, okay, and destroy them. And in return, we're going to give you 150% of the value of last year's crop value. And so if they made $100,000 off the crops last year, without having to do any work, we're going to give you $150,000 for your crops this year. And it's in your best interest to do that. We also have the federales. They're all out there buying up farmland, having these federal farmlands, and putting all these sanctions on local farmers, making it extremely hard for local farmers anymore. Also, if you guys haven't seen Biden's infrastructure plan, if you guys didn't see what happened with that, Biden's infrastructure plan that was passed like unanimously, everybody, this bipartisan bill that was passed, right? This bill really didn't have anything in it that was about infrastructure, bridges and highways, airports, trains, boats, and ports, what would be on a normal infrastructure bill. No, instead, what was in this over 1,000-page report was basically, what was in there a lot was, you're, as a citizen, starting around the year 2024, 2023, you are going to have to ask permission every day for you to start your own vehicle. And how are they going to implement this? How are they going to start making their own citizens ask permission to start their car to go from point A to point B to go to work and then back every day? Well, if you facial recognition, there's going to be facial recognition scanners, eye retinas scanners, fingerprints. Yeah, so if you have any past fines that are due, if your tags aren't good, you have a speeding ticket that's not paid, or for whatever reason, Big Brother's got something, wild hair up their butt, and then for some reason they don't want you starting their car, right? You're a problem in society, and you haven't been 22'd, right? And that's an issue. You're not starting your car. That's how that's going to work. Now, let's get back to Agenda 30 and this Sustainable Development Agenda plan that they have for everybody. Their ultimate goal is to move everybody out of the countries and by sanctions and getting rid of these farmlands, taxing the middle class to where they can't live out in rural areas anymore, and moving everybody towards the city where it'd be cheaper. Right? They're going to start putting these taxes on people. They already are. They're already doing this. Now, people that live in these cities are going to start making smart cities. Have you heard these terms, smart cities? Smart cities, and it's already started. If you have that new ID, they started this new ID. If you have that new National ID Act and you upgraded your ID, your face, all your facial recognition is in a national database. And there's like 18 points, maybe more. I don't know, maybe 36, where your eyes, your nose, your ears, chin, lips, cheeks, they have different points. And these cameras will be able to pick up you in a crowd. Okay? So know that they know where you are in a public place at all times. Now, this was the funny part. This whole COVID thing, these cameras didn't work in a public setting when there was too many people walking in a crowd, and the crowd looked like they had all these people, and this is what the crowd looked like, you know, back and forth. These cameras didn't work on picking up people's faces, all right? So they needed a way to break up the crowd, spread people out, so these cameras, their algorithms, could pick up people's faces. So how did they do that? They implemented the 6-foot rule, and people are still doing this, even though like people aren't wearing masks as much. These cameras are now that people are 6 feet apart, they are now able to pick you up in the crowd much better than if people were walking in a crowd and doing that kind of crap. You understand? So they're going to put everybody in these smart cities. This is their goal, Agenda 30. So by the year 2030, which Agenda 30 is a small part of Agenda 21, which Agenda 21 is the United Nations vision for the 21st century. Okay? So Agenda 30 is like the first chapter. There's already Agenda 50. They already have that, where they want to break the United States into 10 different sectors by the year 2050. But we're not about to talk about 2050 yet. I'll do that in another video. So they want to put people into smart cities. Now, when you're in smart cities, everybody is going to be given like a social score. We're talking about socialism, right? And how well you comply to the rules and regulations of that said city. Now, How are they going to achieve this? The not only will the government, but also private companies will work together, and in return for these private companies, they will get greatly reimbursed financially for doing this. Now, say, for hypothetically, you are smoking in a non-smoking designated area of this city. Click, the camera got you. Click, got your face. It knows where you live. Right? It's right there on your ID. Fine sent in the mail. And now there is a now on my name, Jason Summers, right? Now I will have a bad report on my card, my report. And not only that, but it will also go against my health code. My health score will go down because now, like I say, I'm a smoker. I don't smoke, but see how this works? Now, so they're going to monitor transportation. They're going to be monitoring your every single move. Now, there is actually a TED Talk, right, by a guy named Paul Welch, who was a professor at the International Development Studies that's located somewhere in Ireland. He has this TED Talk, and the way he pitches this, it sounds like it is the best idea out there. But he never says one time about how they are planning to implement this. He doesn't tell you that this comes down to, ultimately, let's write it on the board. Population control. That's how they're going to have clean water. They're going to be able to, everybody's going to be able to eat. That's how these safe cities are going to be able to operate. They will watch all people's energy consumptions, their health, their health and how they are acting. These virtual cameras will watch every citizen's move, and basically this is all information that will be gathered for said decision makers. This is to implement socialism. This is to put everybody in cities, and I mean these smart cities, we are going to be stacked on top of each other. Everybody, they want everybody to be living in like a one or two bedroom apartments. It doesn't matter how big your family is, in these little cubicles. Look up these smart cities. It is very scary. So, all right, everybody. I love you. My kid wants me. So I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.